Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Virgo reading. The new moon's on September the 2nd. It is a general reading and it may not be relevant to all of you or resonant for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, please check out the description box below for information in the readings that I offer. You can also check out other placements like your sun and moon, rising sign as just examples of places where there may be other messages for you. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for your presence. Let's get started with your overall energy. Gemini is the 10 of Pentacles. This is legacy. I've talked about this often as your awareness of the tremendous privilege, the benefits that you've received as a part of a tradition of ancestry, a family heritage, or an actual inheritance. As a result of your awareness that you have benefited from the opportunities, the access, the resources that have been gifted to you through the hard work of others, you're aware that you're now in a position to give back, to share that in some way, to make what you know or what you have available so that others can gain the kind of access to individual wealth or success for themselves. This is a beautiful card of a world that is abundance, creating a world that is abundant and successful, stable and secure on whatever terms are appropriate to those individuals or communities that you're capable of helping. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, the way in which you are seen by others, the Queen of Wands shows you, Gemini, to be extremely confident, extremely clear about the talents you have, the passion you have to be of service, to be a resource to others. This confidence is something that magnetizes others to you, perhaps in this specific regard where you are manifesting a new kind of world that appropriates, that shares resources with others, that sees comfort and stability as something all members can share and participate in. You are perhaps attracting others, like-minded others who are participating in this effort with you. This can be about creating a consortium of benefactors or philanthropists or a charity that is run by a group of individuals rather than an individual person. This can also be about institutions, social institutions whose job it is to educate, serve others in terms of providing some basic social services, ways that you're creating opportunities, scholarships, grants for others to participate in organizations that already serve. In the first house, the Empress card. Wow. I do feel that you are a power, acknowledging a personal power that you're able to share with others. It isn't so much the giving of gifts that you're sharing as the way in which you are able to produce, create, or build something of value for others. It's the way that you do it. It's your ability to generate new ideas, thus generate abundance in that way, but also your enjoyment in the opportunity to be a part of the way that you are building, amplifying the harvest. This is very much about natural resources or being in sync with natural rhythms. So there feels to be something here about agriculture, farming, food sources, building up food. Perhaps this is about commercial food industry. There's a way that you're making the bounty of the earth available to more people, drawing in, perhaps creating a new kind of market environment where multiple people can participate and you are organizing that in some specific way. Whatever it is, your goal is not only to support others, but to enjoy and receive the benefit of that participation for yourself individually. In the fourth house, the house of your family, your history, your domestic environment, the Three of Pentacles, another three, is describing the setup of this business. So this feels very much like something that you are creating to make goods and services available to more people, to improve on the quality of goods and services, and as a kind of distributor of these resources more broadly to people. This feels again like a collaboration of community members. This can be people who share an expertise or come together to exchange their expertise towards the building of something beautiful. Because of the nature of the card and the traditional Rider-Waite as well, there is a feeling of architecture, of building something. And there's just, for me, this strong marketing vibe, this marketplace, this commons feel here, where people are working together to improve something for all members of society. In the seventh house, your significant others. The Fool card is describing the absolute trust and opportunity you've manifested in your skills, your ability to work with others, your understanding of this natural process of this creation, this opportunity, this thing that you've manifested to move out in a direction that hasn't been plotted before, at least not in your world or your community, so that you have a vision of pioneering something that is not familiar in your environment. You're willing to go where it needs to take you, but I almost feel as though the strength of this team, of this project that you're working on, begins to take a life of its own because of the high skill level of those that are involved, the sense of empowerment to build on what already exists. It's as though you are trusting in the fact that there already exists enough for everyone. And with that idea, seeding this new project, something that you are exploring through this collaboration, this project that you're building, you're moving into territory that is not known to you and that allows you to begin to envision of something that is very unique, that has an endpoint, a goal that is yet unclear, but you're absolutely confident with the resources you've marshaled that you're going someplace original, someplace a little risky, but someplace that's original. And the risk, it feels as though what others say about what you're doing is the real challenge in many ways to overcome. There are others who don't believe that what you are beginning to shape and create is possible. And as a result of that, they may be casting aspersions on what you're doing, that it isn't healthy, it isn't normal, it isn't natural, or something in order to turn public favor away from your enterprise, making people suspicious that you're trying to do something that isn't right, when that is really, I feel like, one of the biggest battles that you're having to fight, that what you're doing is foolish, foolhardy, naive, innocent. I hope this is resonating for you so far, Gemini. If so, please like this video, share this with others, and of course, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I've pulled a regret card. I know that I cannot change the past. And this is really feeding into the sense I have that the mere attempt to move into the future, to do something new, is perhaps very threatening for those that are resisting your project, resisting your idea, resisting the very possibility of what you want to do. This desire to cling on to traditions or the way it used to be. And I pulled the chimpanzee card, whose keyword is expression. Get creative and explore your curiosities. There's so much to learn and enjoy all around you. Spend some time with nature and friends. Interesting, because it's definitely the sense is what I'm getting here of whatever arena that you are envisioning and creating some abundance in has to do with natural products, has to do with farming, with cottage industry, with crafting, with something that is very basic and available to most people. In the first house, the Empress card is clarified by the Three of Air. In the second house, in the Messenger of Air, in the third house. You have had to recognize a pattern in which you naturally overgive. This is something that seems to be a part of your nature. There is a real trust, even a naivete, that as you do unto others, others will do unto you. And this is, of course, it's a golden rule. It's not a foolhardy in any way, but it is one in which you recognize your kindness has been exploited as weakness, and that you've stepped into this. You now are taking responsibility for doing this in some way to yourself over and over again. Because of that ability, you are employing and building on your natural communicative ability to understand better, to get more information about why other people are not naturally like you in this regard, why giving, why being of service, by sharing what you have is not always a good thing. And this really can go back to even, I think of Billie Holiday, who was quoting the Bible, God bless the child who has his own. In other words, uh, those who are helping themselves are the most deserving of help. So it's almost the theme that you can't help everyone. It depends on their openness, their willingness to do for themselves. And there's something in there that is becoming clear and clear to you on the basis of your own disappointments, your own failures, the way in which you've been hurt in the past, but taking responsibility for some of that now. The Three of Pentacles in the fourth house is clarified by the Six of Air in the fifth house, and the Strength card in the sixth house. So you absolutely are moving away, I feel, from a familiar community of uh, friends, associates. This can be, for some of you, simply moving away from a contentious home life or an environment in which you were not seen or appreciated, where you felt as though your efforts to resolve problems, to contribute positively in a situation, were disregarded, unseen, that it was a chaotic environment, in which you now understand that your natural qualities of generosity, of diligence and hard work, of perseverance are things that can be best applied elsewhere. So it isn't that you are changing yourself, but you're becoming more astute about the consequences of your willingness to support those who need help. And I see that as a through line here, that despite the failures you've experienced, the heartaches you've endured, you understand that it isn't necessarily that what you were doing was incorrect or wrong, but rather the context in which you were doing it, and that you continue to stay committed to pursuing your vision of being of service to others, of helping others, of informing others, bringing them useful information or knowledge as something that is part of your lifestyle, part of your understanding, and protecting yourself by working among others like you is important. It's important to this project that you are creating because it it seems as though part of your own empowerment has been recognizing that your gifts are not to be blocked, but rather to be applied responsibly. That even giving can become overgiving. It can become detrimental to those who are supposed to be benefiting from it if they don't pass it along, if they don't pay it forward, if they don't reciprocate in some way. The Fool card in the seventh house is clarified by the Ten of Fire in the eighth house and the Page of Fire in the ninth house. Yeah, I have a sense here that you have worked very hard uh, to fulfill the obligations of others, to take responsibility for the bottom line, for taking responsibility for making sure that stuff gets done, no matter the cost to you. And this card very specifically talks about letting go of the script, flipping the script, as some would say, but more so letting go of the script, recognizing that your creative potential, your creative gifts can be used in many other ways when it's centered on fulfilling those desires that you recognize benefit you, that come from your heart. So I'm feeling here this generosity, this desire to uplift and support, help others in a way that you can see some tangible results from, in a way where you see your methods, your behaviors, your strategies being distributed beyond you and the effort that you make. That this is about distributing abundance at a greater social level than you see you've been able to affect piece by piece, case by case. The Page of Fire in the ninth house is describing your enthusiasm. Now that you are seeing a pattern that you understand, that you're willing to release and move away from an environment that is not supportive, that does not recognize you, that thinks you're foolish, that thinks your kindness is weakness, and you're allowing yourself to get enthusiastic about what you know is the real need in the world for what you are proposing. There are people not only that need what you're proposing, but can be also excited by what you're doing as they get pulled into your vision. And this may require some travel, some more information about the need, the audiences, the communities that you want to serve. But this is something that is stoking your fire again. It's reviving your confidence. It's your knowing that you are whole and perfect as you are. Your passion for service is something that is valid and worthwhile, and that you can apply that more effectively in a way that you are striving to create right now. The Queen of Wands in the 10th house is clarified, but the 10 of water in the 11th house and the 2 of air in the 12th house. This is absolutely towards a better world. There is a way in which all resources, not only the physical or material ones that you are seeking to reconfigure, redistribute, or share in a new way, holds a place, defines the society or the world that you want to live in, that you perform best in. But it is a society, it is a community that already exists. And you're finding that community as a way of contributing to it. This is more about shifting the paradigm of the belief system of a world that believes that there's a finite amount, that there is not enough, that if for some to have a lot, then many have less. And you are a part of changing that paradigm, making it very obvious as you participate in the development of this project, this new business, or this opportunity to build something new, something risky in others' estimation, and the resistance that you're experiencing, you understand that's part of the fears that are evoked by some of the people involved, that addressing those fears is by doing the work, by actually making your service and yourself a model of participation in a way that you believe it can build greater resources for others. And this isn't just an airy-fairy idea of the world being a paradise. This is about supporting others through difficult times as well as prosperous times. That we all need each other throughout the experiences of our lives, and that builds a community where there is safety in vulnerability, there is safety of recourse to difficult experiences. The 2 of air in your 12th house is really describing your sense of being at a major crossroads through this project. And in some ways, I do feel this sense of you as part of a cadre or a system of collaboration versus a undisbelieving world or community that thinks this is a crazy idea. It can't happen. And what comes to mind is the CEO, I believe, in Seattle, who took a major pay cut and paid everyone in his company the same salary, including himself, and how he defied all the naysayers of his very profitable company and improved productivity and the stability of his workers. The most valuable resource he realized he had. There's a similar vibration going on here. You know what's the right thing to do. You know that this perhaps radical idea, fresh opportunity is the right way for you. You do have concerns about all those who you feel may be left behind. But uh, apart from that, you know that the right choice for you is the hard choice. The hard choice is breaking from the pack, going against the grain, doing something that others will vilify in order to sustain an environment of fear about something that you're doing that is based on such a loving sense of generosity and service. But your ability, your courage to do that is what is so important in this moment for you, to know that you're absolutely on the right path, and that the right path, no matter how joyful, how generous, how loving, can be hard, can be fearful, can be scary, and that that's all right. You're going to do the right thing for you anyway. And I'm going to pull a yogic path oracle, and one has flipped out. Bhuvaneshvari. And I'll look that up. And Bhuvaneshvari, take out this card, is the goddess of space and infinite possibilities. You've learned the art of creating space and are experiencing the cosmos that exists inside of you. Bhuvaneshvari comes to you in deep meditation, in profound nature, in oceans, and in silence. Her stillness guides you to enter deeper into the cosmic web of potentials that exist for you in the present moment. Continue making time for whatever brings you to a point of total stillness. That is where your true self resides. Know that you are not just part of the earth, but that the earth is also part of you, and you are lovingly held by her presence. Thank you so much, Gemini, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.